Wanda from Alanda Craft, and today we've got something a little bit different for you. We were approached by Pre-Cut Applique to review one of their applique quilt kits, and of course we said yes, we'd love to. So they sent us 4 kits to choose from, and we chose this one, which is the Camper Van Campers by Amy Bradley. And we thought this was really cute, and like a lot of Americans, a lot of Australians also like to go camper vanning. Now, Pre-Cut Applique have over 100 different kits to choose from, and they also have a number of designers, so you're bound to find something there that you'll love to applique. So what do you get in the kit? Now, it all comes beautifully packaged in a plastic bag. Everything's all nice and neat and kept together. And we have a photo here of what's included in the kit, which are these 8 blocks with these camper vans, and we get the pre-fused, pre-cut applique pieces for each of those vans. Now here is your material list, and it tells you what each of the blocks takes, but you don't need to worry about this when you're doing the kit because you've already got these pieces here in the kit. But you will need the extra binding and backing, and also your piece to place your applique pieces on. So it gives you the full notions and tools that you need and all the materials. Now it's got a great set of instructions, so each of the camper vans, there's an instruction sheet for each of them. It tells you to read through the instructions, and I do suggest that you do this, but it talks about all the things that you need to do. So here we are here. We have patterns and placement sheets. Now, there you go. Here's all the, so this is camper van number, what is it, block 5. So here's all the pieces that are given to you, but you've also got the pattern here now. So once you've made this and your friends will say, oh wow, I love that, you can say, oh, I can make you one, and you'll have the pattern. You can cut it out of your own materials. Now this is your placement pieces here, so it tells you exactly how to do it. So everything's included. Brilliant instructions. And as I say, there's a set of instructions for each and every one of those vans. Okay, so now then, here's our sheet that shows us what we've got. And they all come in individual plastic bags. Now, this is brilliant because you're not going to mix everything up. You know exactly where you are. So block 1 has got all the pieces in here that belong to block 1. And on the back of each picture, it tells you about the fusible web that they use and just what you need to do to get it to attach to your material. So as you can see, the pieces all come here. Now this is this van here I'm talking about. So you get your grass and your van and all your little bits and pieces like the oh goodness me, bunting. And then these are things like wheel trims, and there's a sign on there, and so you get all those, and they all come in this nice little bag here so that you won't lose it. Everything nice and neat. Now make sure that you keep everything in the bag that it comes in so that you know exactly where your bits are. And there we go. Now you get that the same for every block. You'll see here it's the same again. All your pieces are in here. There's again the blurb about the fusible web that they use, and all your little pieces that you need for your wheel trims and your extra bits and pieces. So everything that's in that picture is what you get, except for your backing here. Again, same with block 3. We get our blue pieces, we get our grass, all the bits that we need to make block 3. So it's really, really well put together. So you get that for each of these blocks, every one of them. So there's 8 of them all together. So you'll have 8 packets there with all those bits and pieces, all pre-cut, all pre-fused. Now, you'll also get a bonus in this kit. You get these pieces here for a camping family. There's granddad, grandma, mum and dad and the kids. And there's also a welcome sign. Now, these are wall hangings that you can make. You can select the pattern from one of these camper vans and make a nice wall hanging for your van. Now, these pieces don't come in the kit pre-fused and pre-cut. You get the patterns and the placement patterns. So here's the material list. It gives you everything that you need to make the camping family. And over here it talks about the trees and everything else, and the cat and the dog. So everything you need to know and everything you need to make it are included on that list. And again, you've got the instruction sheet. So the instruction sheet tells you what you need for all the camping family and how you need to lay it out, that sort of thing. Here's your placement pieces. So here we are, we have the youngest daughter and the youngest son and the middle daughter. So it gives you all your pieces, and then you'll find the placement pieces are also included. Very comprehensive set of instructions. Now here we are here, we've got the welcome sign. So this is the one that you can use to make that wall hanging that I was talking about, this one here. So they give you the words to cut out so that you can applique in this. Here it talks about the stitching and what you can do for the stitching. So everything you need to know is in here. So it's ideal whether you're a beginner or whether you are a seasoned applique artiste. You will be really happy with these kits. And as I say, they do have over 100 to choose from, so you're bound to find something that you like. So we also, you can also, I think I mentioned this, use your own pieces. Well, we're going to do that for our, when we put this together, because we've actually had one of the blocks done, but we'll show you how to cut out your own pieces to make one of the vans. Now, we've also got a real good deal here because we've been given one of these to give away. So if you just look in the description below, you'll find out what you need to do to win this fabulous kit. And let's get on now and show you how to do this. So as you can see, we've appliqued our first van. Well, I say we, but I don't mean we, I mean Di. Di is our applique guru, and she very kindly appliqued this van for us. Now Di is from So and So Sisters, and we'll put a link in the description below to their Facebook page. Hello Di, and welcome.
Hello Wanda, thank you.
And now tell us, what did you like about the kit, or how did you find the kit?
This was such a fun kit to put together. I really, from the moment I first saw it, I thought I'm going to really enjoy doing this. The first thing I did was I really read the instructions from beginning to end, and I found that really helpful. In fact, I read it over a couple of times so that it was really clear in my mind. I did find the instructions easy to follow, and the sequence of how the applique was put together was made very, very clear to me. So I was very happy with that aspect of it. Also, my husband and I have got a caravan, so that was another aspect of the kit that appealed to me. So I did enjoy doing it very much.
It's excellent, and I love the bling that you've put on this van. It really sets it off. It looks great. So let's get on, and you can show us exactly how you put this together.
Okay then. Well, the first thing I did was chose the block I wanted to start with, and I photocopied it. Now, I don't have an A3 photocopier, so I had to do this in 3 stages and stick them together, but it's only for a working surface. So long as it's lined up accurately, that's all you really need to do. So the first thing you need is a padded surface that you can iron on. Then put your background plan down first, and on top of that put your background fabric that you're going to use. In the case of this one, this is the blue. This is your background fabric. I've just chosen a piece of calico for this demonstration, and I've laid it on. Smooth it out quite nicely, and just to hold everything in place, pin through your background fabric and the pattern into your padded surface. This is just to hold it so it doesn't move while you're ironing it all together. So I've just done it in the 4 corners, which is good enough. Now you'll see on the pattern that all the applique pieces are numbered, and
we've actually got the pattern
Yes, right. They're all numbered. You can see the numbers here and what they are. So this is the pattern that you would cut out if you're using your own fabrics. You won't need to do that in this case because the kit has already cut them out for you and they've been pre-fused. But on the other side here you'll see the positioning of your applique pieces. Now if you just, basically what you're doing is you're building up your layers, and this is why the numbers are good. You'll start at number 1, so that will be the first piece that you put down. And in this case, this is the green, which is in your kit. That's the very first piece that you will adhere to your surface. Then the next piece you'll put down is piece number 2, which is this piece here. that will come down next, and then so on, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, 8, 9, 10, until you've got all your pieces onto your background fabric.
And what are the significance of these dots, Di?
The significance of the dots show you that piece number 2 sits underneath piece number 6.
Right.
You can see that 6 overlaps 2 by about 1/8 of an inch. So that gives you an indication of where pieces are underneath and where pieces are over the top.
Excellent.
I'll just put that aside now for that, and I'll show you how I went about doing it. Now, the pieces that I've chosen here are not part of the kit. These are just pieces that I cut out for the purpose of this demonstration. So you've cut them out, all your pieces, 1 through to 23 or however many pieces there are. Peel your paper off the back that you've already put on. Put that aside, and this is the grassy area, and you lay it down, lining it up, as you can see, with this line here and this line here and that line there, so that it's all, you'll maybe need to adjust it a little bit, and you can see here that it needs to be adjusted so that your wheel is sitting in the middle. But you know you're on track if you see that that's the dotted line and that's where that finishes. If you press it with your hand, it'll stick a little bit and it'll usually sit there. So then you need to put on piece number 2, which in this case is this white with pink on, but we've chosen yellow. So that's number 2 piece. And you'll see that there's number 2 coming through. So put that piece on, lining up this edge with the dotted line, which is the end of the yellow, or the camper top as it's called. Press it down. If it won't sit, there's nothing wrong with putting another little pin, thanks Wanda, in here just to hold it in place. Because as you layer, they'll become more and more pieces, and they will move if you touch them. So that's piece number 2. So piece number 3 is this window, and that window you can see. You can't see through this, but you can take a rough guess by lifting that up and seeing, well, the window starts there, goes across to there. So maybe if you put a pin there, it gives you a bit of an idea where to place it. Remember, as you go, and I don't think I did that there, as you go you need to peel off your flies affix or your backing, your fusible web. So I think that's about where it should go. That's the next piece. The next to go on, I think, are 4 and 5, and that go on like so. And there's the next piece here. I think the next piece, 4, 5, 6, I think the next piece is 6, which in this case is this pink here and that. We've cut it out in orange, and it goes, you'll see the edge of number 6. It goes over the top. Just make sure that it is centered, that your wheel is in the middle of that curve. This might need to be moved a little bit. You can adjust it as you go and pin it. This is number 7, which goes there, and you can see it coming through where it's got to be placed. Now you've got them all in place, have a little look, make sure all the pieces are lining up, and I can see that this is not, so that needs to come over a tad so that those edges are straight. Like that. Once you've decided that you've got it all in place and you have peeled the backing off, then you can put your iron onto it. If you want, and I often do 2 or 3 pieces and then I iron it down. Don't use a moving motion with your iron, just a dabbing motion. Just hold it there, I think, for about 3 seconds, and the glue will set it. Once all that's glued down, then you can continue on. So what you're basically doing is building up your layers until all your layers are complete.
And of course the beauty of the kit is that it already is pre-cut.
That's right.
And pre-glued. So we just did this just for the demonstration purpose.
Though you will have, Wanda, you will still have to peel the paper
Yes,
off the back of the
yes,
kit.
yep.
But yes, it makes it so much quicker and
Yes.
so much easier. You get to do all the fun parts.
Yes, yes. Now you cut your fabric for the backing a little bit bigger than the. Does it say that? It tells you in the kit what you need to do there.
In the kit it tells you to cut your background fabric. I think in this case it was 13.5 by 15.5. Or 11.5 by 15, I think. I always cut it a little bit bigger, only because I like to allow for a bit of movement in the fabric. Once you've got everything ironed down and everything is stuck, all the layers are stuck together, and then you start to do your blanket stitch around, it can tend to sort of shrink it in a little bit. You don't want to end up with it smaller than it needs to be.
Yes.
I always cut the final cut after I've finished everything.
Oh, that sounds like a really good idea. Yes, I think you've done an absolutely brilliant job on this. I love the bling. I think it just sets it off nicely, and I'm sure that the guys over there at Pre-Cut Applique will be quite happy with the result.
I think in the kit it actually suggested buttons, but I didn't have any weeny tiny buttons, but I had these little hot fix crystals, so I just put those on. I thought the person who owns this camper obviously likes bling, so I thought I'd give it a bit more.
No, I think it's lovely. It's turned out really well. Well, thank you very much for that, Di, and thank you for doing that for us. We're really, really happy about that, and we really appreciate having received this kit from Pre-Cut Applique, because it's brilliant, and as Di says, very easy to do, very comprehensive instructions. You're going to be really happy with their kits.
And lots of fun as well.
Yes.